Hello there, greetings. So in 10 minutes, the world's going to end, so I figured I'd say hello before we're all goners. Now, as some might be saying, this is a slow burn. It's like we're not going to die right away. And as far as I can say, I'm not sure who that is, but apparently New Zealand is still around. And everybody else is still. So I guess this Rapture is not working as good as they were talking about. I think they kind of postponed it also, which is kind of something was like 82 years or something like that. Oh, it's not going to end. Oh, thank you for letting me know that. Oh, I'm glad you're here to. So this is why I have the chat opened up to remind me the world's not going to end. Thank you for that. Just glad you guys are here. Yeah, I actually believe this. Yeah, are you serious? Yeah. This is why I leave the chat open for, sometimes I wonder why I leave the chat open at all. Yeah, no, according to the chat, they actually believe. Geez, really? Oh, good. So that was all. Yeah. That is a typical internet. I guess this is why I don't watch the chat room very often. I'm kind of understanding why now. And that rapture begins, exactly. Oh yeah, I did block a couple of trolls, so I'm kind of shifting through the chat also. So feel free to say whatever you feel like saying. See how far that lasts. So Pat Robinson's still with us. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the 700 Club is still with us. And I did see we're here for, an Earth update, basically. To see if the Earth is still with us. So we're going to do some Earth updating. So we got a couple more minutes, then we're gone. Of course, New Zealand is still here. And North Korea is still here. There's nothing on Fox. Well, we're about to find out. So I'm not sure how it works. I guess Joel Osteen's still here. We'll check the news, see if he disappeared. According to this, he's still here. That's a tough one. I was hoping he would disappear. Another one I was hoping would leave us and go to the, do us a favor and go to the other side is Glenn Beck. And he's still here apparently, but we're about to find out. So I'm looking, I checked the news to see if he disappeared. Of course, it's not 12 o'clock yet, so we still got time. So the guy that made this whole prediction, I guess, is David Mead. So there's Glenn Beck again. There's David Mead if you want to get one of his lovely books. So I'm still waiting for the end of the world. So we're still waiting. I'm not sure. How long do you have to wait for the world to end? Seeing how it's seen, according to this, New Zealand's still here. Let's see here. We'll go to Fox. They know everything. Go to the 700 Club, see if they're still around. Well, they're still here. We're doomed. 700 Club. Well, they're still here too. Damn, what kind of rapture is this? Anybody else got anything else out there? Let's see. Anything want me to look it up? So I'm looking up stuff that you know, that people might be gone, not here anymore. I don't know. Well, Puerto Rico is pretty much gone, but that was before the rapture. That doesn't really count. We'll go to CNN. They're a bunch of geniuses over there. CNN's still here, apparently. That sucks. God, what kind of... I mean, maybe this is the rapture. All the stuff we want to go away is still here. Jeez. Maybe I'll just sleep in for the next rest of the year. Anything? Bill O'Reilly? Check Bill O'Reilly. Let's see here. Yeah, he's probably still alive. It's still kind of early because, you know, if he disappear off the earth, you know, we're not going to really know, you know, it'll take a couple hours. Well, apparently he's still here. Yeah, this is too early. It really is. It's kind of a frightening world we live in. You know, more and more I look at this, more it's like a horror show. Trump, yeah, well, I don't have to look up Trump. Good luck on getting rid of that one. Hannity is probably still here. So anyway, I'm not sure what's going on with this 23rd thing because apparently it got changed. Where did it go? Why is there was something about postponed? Is this it? It's not on Saturday after all. What is this? You can't just do this and then just change your mind. You gotta anyway. So there's another one here. I forgot what the other story was about. It's like going to be like 82 years from now. It's like, where do they get this stuff from? Here. I'm still doing my investigating. Hold on for a second. I saw this article, but I can't find it anymore. And this was hurt. It's like, I know my heart was broken. It's like, God, man, the world's supposed to end, and you guys are just changing your mind. I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, 82 more years. Well, what's going on with that? What kind of rapture is it? I don't know. It's pretty funny, though. We'll probably see you guys for... can this page have any more ads on it? Relax, the world isn't going to end. Oh, good. I can finally sleep tonight. Thank you for helping us out here. Jeez. I just want to know when it's going to end next year. Well, maybe next year will happen, you know. These guys are so good at predicting things. I don't think they're going to go by this David guy again. That's for sure. They'll find somebody else new. This is great. So, I mean, we are going through an awakening. And why? Let's see. This is the guy's website that predicted all this stuff. So I was thinking I should go out and buy his good old books, and because there is a video on YouTube, I don't know where it is now, where he said that Nibiru is going to run right into us. There's actually a movie called that, with that already happening. It's called was it called Melancholy or I can't pronounce it. It's that guy that made that movie. Was it Mother? It's what's his name that made Mother? Let's see here. It's I forget that. I can't remember. Melancholy, something. We go here. I'm doing an investigative report. Hold on for a second. Maybe he didn't make that movie. Anyway, there was like a Planet X that came and destroyed us. Oh, here we go. I'm looking at the wrong stuff. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. I guess he didn't. Oh, no, I'm thinking about somebody else. I can't keep track of all his weird movies. I'm going to keep here. Spider-Man 2. I remember the girl that's in it. But I don't remember what it's called. I can't spell it. I can't spell. What can I say? Kristen Dunst was in it. Just give me a second. There you go. This is it. This is about the end of the world. This is about planet hitting us, and It was weird. Oh, Lars von Trier. Okay, that's another weirdo. Well, at least they in the movie here. God, they have enough ads on this page. At least on this, you can see the planet coming to kill us. Oh God, I can't believe these people are still here. Joel Osteen, lucky us. But there's a world that's like come and destroy us. I mean, at least you see it coming. So I guess when you start seeing a world like, I don't know why they waste their time doing these predictions, but you know, more power to you. But the thing is, you have a lot of people behind all this stuff. And culture is still here. I don't have to look that one up. You think you're going to get rid of some of these people? You're really like Bill O'Reilly. You think he'll ever leave? So anyway, so I figured I'd go through. Well, it's 12 o'clock. We're still here. So what's the deal? Glenn Beck's still here. I guess I'll check in tomorrow. And yeah, lucky us, right? 700 Club's probably still here. So it's funny. Alexis, 82 years. Where did they get 82 years from now? It just gets better and better. According to this, I guess we're going to have all these things happening. It's funny, though. So anyway, I just got a good laugh out of it. So that was funny. Well, doing the best we can here. Those are in the chat. 1 second. Emily, so if anybody has any questions, anyone has any, can't spell, any questions, spirit stuff. Yeah, I can answer some. I'll do what I could. Yeah, like one question. Yeah, don't kill me. Is it true that portals open today? Oh, well, there's portals opening all the time. But yeah, of course. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, I don't do this very often, but seeing how the world's ending and everything, it's like, shit, might as well. Of course, we're also going to be here, but that's the way it goes. Oh, yeah, John McCain is still alive for some reason. Yeah, he looks like a reptilian. I think he ate. If he eats people, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think he does. But he seems to be the type that would. Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know, with the whole thing with the Rapture and all that. It's very strange. I mean, last year, didn't they do this? I looked that up, like July 29th or something like that. Last year, we're still cranking. Okay, Puerto Rico is not, but well, they are not. Also, just like the hurricanes have kind of died down a little bit. So if anybody has any spiritual questions, any messages for me for Phil D1, of course, I forgot to ground 1 second. 1 second. I forgot to ground. Well, I grounded, but I have to ground again. Yeah, you have a guide grounded by the name of Oasis. Kind of a Palladian guide. Just, I don't know. I see around you a lot of candles. It's up to you if you want to do that. You don't have to. Basically, they're saying to meditate more, but also you're very connected to the Palladians. And your mother is very connected to Syrians. And the reason you have a connection here is part of the Palladian alliances, the Syrian alliances, is basically you might not always get along with each other, but apparently that went pretty well. So I have an incarnation here. So you're basically on the same mission in different aspects of it. They're not going into any details of it. Oh, of course, now I can't keep up with everybody. Ariel. Okay, now I have to make a list of everybody. Question, how are you feeling? Oh, good. It's a question about me. How am I feeling? I can probably sleep for 6 months. Question from Christina. Is there any messages? There's always messages for you. Okay, thanks. Thank you for that. Of course, I can't tell with Google. They're all their question from Chris. Are there any messages for me from Spirit? I've been struggling lately. Moment. Yeah, you have a yeah, makes sense. You have Zeta presence around you. They're not the ones causing all this, but you are going through a little bit of a crisis here and there. It seems. You do have a grandfather that's around you assisting you. Your guides say you will come out of it. When? We'll see. September is coming to an end. Soon. They're not going into detail when this is going to come out. Might be a couple months of it, but it'll cool itself down around the end of October. So I have to say it's constantly being overwhelmed, but it is around the end of October. It should cool down. I'd say that'd be perfect. See Vasby, any messages from Novak? See him around. Let's see. Yeah, you've been on ship with him a lot recently, and your friend, his name is Chris. Yeah, you've been traveling the universe. It's like connecting. It was like connecting to other universes. It's like, yeah, we're from that place. It's like people are looking at you like, geez, you guys are freaking out of your minds. So yeah, it's kind of well known here. We're kind of famous here on this planet. So when you mention what planet, they don't call it Earth. They call it like a number or something like that. So people kind of like freak out a little bit. Not in a bad way, but it's just like, geez. Maddie's World, is there any messages from my guides? Just keep on trucking. There is a mermaid energy around you. Healing energy, actually. Question from, okay, I already lost Ariel. All right, I'm a little bit behind on everybody's stuff. Question from Ariel. Ariel, any messages from me? I have a big test tomorrow. Just keep on, I don't know, I think I'll do fine. Yeah, just not worry about it so much. Yeah, the stress, we're not worried, the stress of it is mostly. Another good thing is like crystals, is to like have a crystal or a stone or something in your stuff, in your bag, in your pocket. It's just good vibrations, basically, so you can think more clearly. Because there are beings around, kind of screwing around the minds to do it all the time. That's something to think about. It's up to you. Samantha, can you please ask Yamara if you would like to say anything to me? I don't know who that is. I'll connect to Yamara what best I can. It's probably like 1,000 of them out there, but don't be worried about the small stuff. You're growing more than you realize. You are connected to Mother Earth's energy. They call it the third Earth, basically a third version of Earth. They are mostly connected to. Basically, what they're saying is a third version of Earth, another version of Earth, basically is raw. All your success and all that is in that lifetime, but this lifetime is the challenge. But you're bringing that success energy to you when you're ready for it. So just that's something I usually connect to with other worlds. But this is a lesson world. Lesson yeah, dimension, however you want to word it, and it is making you stronger, and it is assisting your other versions of you also. So just keep on your path. Just I know it's difficult. It's difficult for everybody. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what that means. Thank you for that. Thank you for thank yous. Question from Cloudy. Had a strange encounter with a man who is being contacted by Mothman. Oh, that's cool. I've been experiencing sleep paralysis since then. What do you think? That's I've been in trouble since meeting him. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, apparently Mothman came to you. Obviously, that's yeah. That sucks with the whole sleep paralysis. They're scanning you. Yeah, apparently you're part of this other guy's dreams now. You're part of his reality. It does happen when you meet somebody that has kind of like a weird, has a weird connection. Like know somebody that went to a friend's house and everything was fine, but since it all these reptilians around them. So she went back home and the reptilians were still around her, like trying to, I wouldn't say kill her, but they were causing some real violent. And these are like reptilians in another dimension. So basically, it's for you to just send light to yourself. I believe I've already been doing this. Light a candle, do a meditation of light, clear out, basically do a meditation, ask angels to clear your energies. If you see darkness, bring light to it. And I believe you will eventually move from that dimension. It's very difficult. That's a hard one. Incense is good also. It's tough. So, I like my title. Thank you. Still waiting for the Rapture. It is now 10 minutes after 12, and we're still here. I think Bill O'Reilly's still here, unfortunately. That's very frightening. And Joel Osteen is still here in a 700 Club. They're here to haunt us all. Jeez. Candy, I have a question about for spirit who are they? What are their names? And are they protecting me and my kids? Of course, they're protecting you and your kids. There's let's see. Yeah, there's a guide by the name of Monica. Yeah, you have angels around you. Monica seems to be the strongest one around you. I would just connect to one. One's enough. You have a collective around you. I also feel like I call it crab energies, which is kind of interesting. So the crab people are with you. That's a good thing. It's not bad. A lot of people see crab people. I know crabs here are very small. I mean, of course, reptilians are too. Well, technically, in some regard, we have reptilian brain. So the crab people are with you. Your family's probably crab people also. The way you see a crab person, no, that's all. They're very strong. It's a strong species. You don't hear about them often in your alien worlds, your communities, but people see them. Some you see like um, what is it? A diamond shape in their forehead. Some of them. I've seen one with like a crab arm, but not one of their arms is not. So there's different. They're just. I can see their eyes kind of like strange than ours. Then again, we're kind of strange as it is, but they're a strong species. So there's nothing wrong with that. So, all right, there's all for the questions. Yeah, it's kind of late. It's Friday night. Waiting for the rapture to happen. If anybody's wondering, if you're just tuning in. Yeah, I believe it's going to happen. I was kind of let down that the guy that said that 82 years. Like, come on, man, commit at least. Commit. If you're going to say the world's going to end, of course it's not going to end, but it's still funny. My question is, what's the next year's date going to be? So it's just strange. It's so bizarre. So it's got me attention. I wasn't really expecting a lot of attention from it, but it's all good. So I figured I'd share more of my thoughts on the whole thing. It is part, I mean, we are going through an awakening. As for Earth's changes, it's hard to say. It does seem like things are kind of calmed down for right now. Of course, North Korea is anything can go with that. yeah, we had an earthquake in Japan, uh, all earthquakes all over the place, and that's before this kind of the end of the world holiday showed up. But we are going through alien awakening or spiritual awakening. Just in case you're new to all this, you're not aware. If you're a Christian, that's going to blow up on everyone. If you have 5 kids on the way, that's great. If your bank accounts are already if your bank accounts are already wiped out because of tomorrow or today, uh, well, I don't know what to say about that. We're still here. If you're new to all this, yeah, we connect to aliens, angels, all kinds of different species, different dimensions, earth dimensions. Pretty much everything you've seen on television that told you it's fake is actually real, and humanity is still slowly realizing many do connect to different species such as Bigfoot that is here but doesn't. But we're out hunting them instead of being their friends. If there's any, you're waiting for alien disclosure. The Sasquatch, of course, they don't call themselves a Sasquatch. I don't know, I forgot what they call them, but it doesn't matter. There's your alien disclosure there, but it's like when you're walking around with a shotgun, that's not friendship there. That's So we have a lot to learn. We're still, and people don't connect to aliens. It's all a bunch of nonsense. Spiritual connections don't exist. Well, that's fine because there's a nursery down the road, down the hall, basically for you. Yeah, it's called Netflix, Disney, whatever politics that's going on today. It's all these things to, if you're not ready to connect to what's going on, trust me, you have a babysitter there for you. So it's already been the mainstream media as a babysitter, all kinds of different types of babysitters. You got sports as a babysitter. Even the UFO community is a babysitter because they don't really go into the spiritual aspects of it. The idea is to become a better person, connect to your guides. If you want to, you don't necessarily have to, but it does help basically connect to your higher self. Okay, if you don't believe in that, that's your business, whatever. But either way, we all create our own realities. We are our own universes. In my perspective, we're all gods in our own right. We all have our own universes, our own. We're here to learn this reality. As lovely as it is, it's very difficult to bring a positive outlook in a world like this because we're constantly being bombarded. We have, starvation on this world, which makes no sense. On other worlds, are looking at us like we're out of our minds, basically. So we don't take care of ourselves. Kind of with healthcare is kind of getting better, but still, I think a lot of it's making us worse than making us better. So we're at each other's throats here. Try not to be, but technically humanity is that way. It's just we're still barbarians in some regard. That has to do a lot with the reptilian connections. The Anunnaki. Some people, have seen Anunnaki. They shut off our DNA, so we're down to this third dimension. Some did it willingly. Some did not want anything to do with it. I do believe also that's why it's different for everybody, but for some it's like when you reincarnate into a body that's already been massively manipulated by the Anunnaki, your family's been, not all families are, but most are. It's difficult to connect to your angels and everybody, but such as the Indians, the Native Americans are very open, and I guess some Italians are open. Anyway, some people are open to spirit, but not, because Native Americans, as part of our culture, is connected to spirit. Of course, you don't grow up with it. It's kind of hard to do it. When you're growing up to it, you do it all the time. Of course, if you're part of a Native American family, it's cut off from it then. But usually them, even if you is cut off, they're still naturally connected to it. So, in some shape or form. But basically, for us to basically grow up spiritually, like with these protests in politics, is basically more friendly with each other. and share just positive energies instead of all this hate, like was in Hollywood. That's just they're still going. I guess they're all getting psychiatrists because Trump is there, which I understand. He's not exactly the most loved person, but to let that control you, to let that take over you, and all that hate and rage, it just shows how manipulated they are. So it's hard. It's hard to release from all the manipulations. It's like, oh, being this pissed off is normal. Not really. That just shows our adolescence that we're still growing up. It's hard. Spiritual maturity is a tough one. I just say I haven't figured out hardly. You know, I work all day, come here, rest in between. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind. So I'm trying other things to relax. And I'm basically building another bridge. So because my job is disintegrating slowly so I'm trying to go off into that's where the creative stuff little by little it takes time to build that. So I have some stuff to announce, not yet. I'm probably going to do a Patreon for some of the comic stuff, like a cheap one to see a duration. I'm also going to add a Patreon for adding to go to the webinars because my system sucks. I never thought about using Patreon, but you can get a link there to get into the webinar. So I'm working on details. That's the only thing I'll use a Patreon for this, just to get into the webinar. I'm not going to keep any videos from anybody, or everything's going to be here as long as as YouTube turns on me, then I'll have to go to Vimeo. That's about it. So, but everything is going to be as it normally has been for that. But the creative stuff, because there is a price tag on that stuff that's it's not cheap. I'll go into more details when I have some. Oh yes, I forgot. Well, that's a good time to switch gears. I'll check in to make sure the world is still here or somewhat. 1 second. Hopefully everybody is behaving in the chat area. So far, so good. Yeah, I did some clearing of the chat, so we shouldn't have the trolling around, at least for the moment. If there is a troll, you can always message me, email me, and I'll look into it. So, this liveandteller.com is a private sessions. This is where the meat of the site is. This is my availability. I close down Saturday and Sunday, but the rest of the week is mostly open. Of course, I'll probably have to shut some days down because of work, gift cards, easy purchase. You don't have to deal with all this up here. There's also Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and channeling by phone. It's all recorded for you, and you can do as what you want with it. It's also, I'm going to repeat this again, but to submit a question, you also do a transcript of anything here. And this is just the reason this is here is because Spirit Social doesn't always work. And we have spiritsocial.com. It's basically submit a question, healing, past life regression, message from Yeshua, 5-minute healing, and channeling consulting. Also have it's another way to get us book a session, and there's one question from a day, chakra healing from a day, soul painting from Stephanie, angelic reiki from Miguel. So this is what, as I say, usually this is what keeps the engine rolling. I'll have, oh yeah, that's right. And I didn't put this in the link down below, but the book, the Alien Adventure book, is now available. Yeah, this is kind of washed out. I don't know why this is washed out, but right now it's available on Lulu right now. I'm going to put it on Amazon. The idea was to put it on here and go to Amazon, but Amazon's not playing well with this one. So making a little picture book is not all that easy. It's not, anyway, it's kind of, so there's give you kind of an idea what's in there. It's basically the stuff you've seen on the site. It's just all packaged in a book. Back page is kind of ridiculous. I can't change that, but so this is the Alien Adventure book. And yeah, no, it's kind of washed out. I'll work on that eventually, but it's okay. So this is the link to it. Ever since the eclipse, our weather has been nuts. But as I'm here, let's see. What do we got for hurricane I think everything is kind of quiet as for. That's interesting. It looks like Maria is going to be. Now wait a minute. How'd you get up over there? Oh wait, I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, looks like, but it's just good. She went out to the Atlantic, so that's interesting. Yeah, that's a mean storm for sure. And for it to power down the way it did is kind of. Well, we can't answer everything, can we? Jose didn't do much. So, yeah, living out here in Florida, you kind of have to pay attention to these things a little bit more. Okay, well, we're not done yet. Gotta check the internet and see if everybody's still alive. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's see. Well, we're not doing too good right now. Joel, let's check Fox, see if everybody's still alive. Check the 700 Club. Oh, no word about the end of the world anywhere. I mean, anybody in North Korea is gonna. That's not looking too good. I don't understand what's the deal with this here. No end of the world here either. People are. I don't know what this. That's messed up. So there's always the Daily Mail. That's a nice tabloid site. Yeah, Daily Mail is like it's junk. Not what it's going into. Who cares? I was going to go into a little bit about cloning, such as Trump. What happens with cloning? I don't want to show this anymore. I'm going to freak out. One thing about cloning is they clone the soul. I know that sounds very strange. So to give you more understanding of it, the soul, you can leave your body any time. Basically, you can die whenever you feel like, basically. You'd be surprised. Like, your spirit self, of course, has it all, sees it all. But the cloning thing is very strange. Basically, other aspects of you can come into your body. You can leave, and then like another version will come in, and you're like, oh, I like wearing blue instead of black or whatever, and I like driving a Harley instead of a car. That's another aspect of yourself. Like blonde women instead of redheads, whatever. That's another aspect of you. And it might be more depressed, might be happier, whatever. Might be nicer to grandma, might not be. Either way, it's a lot different than you. It's still some aspects are a lot different. Some are very. You have so many different aspects. Anyway, but somehow the elite, most likely through other extraterrestrials, that might be through the Greys, where they can clone a soul and like can control it through like AI or some kind of. Either way, they replace you. They get you out of there and they put another soul in. Now it's like, how the hell does that work? I don't understand. Well, go into more of like when humans are created. Of course, they left this part out of the Bible, but that's all right. Well, we'll pass on all that. End of the world's going to happen, so who cares what we say here? Okay, maybe. Anyway, like when the body, like they take an ape, they take a pig, they take or whatever, rhinoceros, whatever, and they put you together. They're building a human, however they're going to shape. It's basically a hairless ape, basically, and they can. I don't know how they do it. We're not necessarily supposed to know, but they do open it up or something where the soul enters in. I don't know how that works, but when they create the body, I know it'd probably freak a lot of people out. It's like, okay, now you're putting together a body, basically us, and then a soul enters it, and there you go. You have your first human. I imagine, I don't know how that works if it's all grown up. They don't go into detail. I don't get detail from the aliens from all this. I guess I could channel it, but I'm technically channeling. It's not that important. But I mean, what are we going to do anyway? But I'm technically channeling right now. It's not that important, but for the most part, 'cause it's not like we can go and see it happen. Probably can astrally can see it, but But basically, when a human's created, I'm assuming it's around adulthood when they started creating humans, and then the adults would reproduce and then create a kid, and now you got yourself, you know, the soul's, they make a passageway somehow where the soul can enter the body. So if they can if they can do that, like I said, I don't know. Yeah, if they can do that, why not, pull the soul? Now I understand the soul is contracted for this too. It's not just you're doing it against your will. It probably does happen, but I believe for the most part it's contract. Like if you become president, you're kind of contracting yourself to sell yourself out, to be violated, whatever it is. And so that's how it works. That's at least what I'm gathering. If you're going to run for president, most likely you already signed up with the shadow government and you allow this to happen. There's another I know it gets weird, but either way, your soul leaves, another soul comes in. So that's what I'm seeing. That's why we call Trump is a clone because he's saying things, and I'm like, you can't really tell if it's a clone or not. Some beings can, but it's not necessarily there for you to connect with. And even if you did, okay, you're gonna prove that anyway. So it's a cloning of the soul. Anunnaki. I mean, there are a lot of beings that can do it, but a lot of them are not going to do it for political reasons. Obviously, they're darker souls that have no problem doing it. I believe it has a lot to do with the soul contract within the elites, and it's just part of their species, just part of the plan. It's also part of our awakening process. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, we're going through a lot of darkness. But we're also going to go through a lot of light. Not to say Trump is our enlightened one, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes we're not fully seeing to transform our Earth into more of a galactic world. I've said this before. Of course, I didn't give you a date, such as some people we might know, because the date changes constantly. Who knows? I mean, basically, you know when the ascension is going to happen is when the world starts. When wars end, Syria stops, protesters would be a lot more peaceful. There won't be there might be a disagreement, but not hate crimes as the protesters. You know, police. I mean, we're like kids. We're coming out of. I mean, before all this, we're discovering more about ourselves. Obviously, we're going to darkness. It's like, how far can we go? We've gone all places, such as like with rape and all that. A lot of that happens in astral, which is freaking nuts. But a lot of things that happen here happen in astral. Yeah, murder happens. All this stuff. I mean, but the soul still exists somewhere. I mean, you get murdered, yeah, but you got like 1,000 different. I believe the source energy that is you still exists. So they can murder another aspect of you, depending on what you're doing. Trust me, if there was murder on, to get rid of the soul altogether, we won't have a Hitler, etc., etc. It's just, of course, the astral is a little bit different. Other people have their perspective, of course, but all of these things are happening for a reason. Earth went into darkness for us to see ourselves at our worst, but also to bring more positive to it. I mean, we're not necessarily here to see our worst, but we're here to learn about ourselves, basically. You're in this circumstance, basically it's choose your own adventure, basically. If you're in this situation, what are you going to do? Are you going to be really positive, or are you going to go out and kick everyone's ass? Well, everybody has their own version of it. So it's like choose your own adventure. And more of this will become more, like the alien stuff will become more knowledgeable here, but they cannot show themselves. We're too violent. I mean, they can show themselves, but they can't physically be here because we'll just blow them away. Because we're such a nice race. So we're kind of we're in kindergarten. Spiritually, we're in kindergarten. We're just a bunch of vicious little kids, basically. Adults, and they have their kids, and adults are, oh, that's okay, they're bad, whatever that's doing. Well, that's how the aliens look at us. We're just the kids, and we're all in our 60s or 80s or whatever it might be, but we still act like children. So we're trying to, well, we're wanting to come out of that. It takes time, and a lot of people don't believe in this stuff. So that's okay. You know, the nursery is down the hall. You'll be there. You have your Netflix. You got, we'll keep you busy. So it's, sometimes I try to connect to more of the fourth dimension. It's like, just do as you are here to do. We're here to heal the fourth dimension, the third dimension, going to the fourth. We're technically in the fourth. A real messed up version of it. More technologies will be brought to us eventually as we grow up a little bit more. It helps us grow up, sort of. More people are looking at their phones recently. I mean, before our phone, I was looking at a magazine or just looking at nothing. So it does have a purpose. Most likely, they're probably going to do microchip stuff in your head eventually, but that's going to be a long ways. I imagine they're going to try and put that out there so you can just contact person, hit a button on your head, and call somebody. Hopefully, we don't get there, but anything's possible. Anything you can dream up has probably been already thought of or created somewhere. Yeah, it might get a little bit weird. It's already kind of weird already. So, but either way, it's just to follow your path and be who you're here to be. Just don't worry about, am I following my path? And some people are saying, oh, you're not following your path. You're being a bad human. It's like, just do, what feels with you. If you feel like you're neglecting, you might be in some cases. It's hard to say. I can't, everybody's different. But a lot of people want to do more, but a lot of people are here doing a lot in astral, which is the spirit world. My version of it is there's spirit and then there is astral. I believe they're two different things, but some people call it the same. It doesn't really matter. They're both kind of intertwined to each other. The spirit world is, from my perspective, is kind of like your vacation place. It's like, I don't need any of that drama. Not to say the other side is perfect, but it's a lot better than astral. Astral is just, I think even there it's kind of nuts. So you go to spirit to just mellow out. At least that's what I see. And of course, you can go to different versions of spirit. It then gets really confused because everybody has their own version of spirit, own version of astral. That's when it gets like nuts. But then again, we're all connecting to timelines constantly. So who knows? On September 23rd, probably the world did blow up, or those things did happen in some regard. Notice how it did not happen here, far as I can tell. Well, we're still here, unless it's going to happen midnight 24 or whatever. I might keep milking this idea until I might do another 23rd video tomorrow or today, later today, whatever, just to go into more of it. But yeah, where are we going? It's more of an enlightenment world, basically. It'll go into celebrities eventually. Of course, there'll be the elite there to manipulate it, as there already are. But basically, they're black magic. They don't want you connecting to that. But black magic, you want to see where it is. Obviously, it's Hollywood. Just look how the pedophilia that's there, stuff they don't talk about. The movies don't really. If you look at the movies between the 90s or before the 90s and now, it's like just not the same. It's just like the soul left. It's like it's hollowness. Not all of them are like that. It seemed to be more about messages than a soul. It's weird. It just doesn't have the energy they used to. It used to be groundbreaking, and now it's just a bunch of copy and paste crap for the most part. Not all of it, but it just doesn't have that originality energy that it used to. At least because things have changed drastically. They're going to continue to change. As for Earth changes, anything's possible. Like the financial meltdown, I'm not seeing still, and those people are like betting on it, so I'm not seeing it. You are going to go through Earth changes, as we were already going through it. It's unbelievable what we've been through recently. Yeah, unfortunately, next year might be worse, possibly. Should I put out a date? Maybe it should be September 24th. be a little bit different. Maybe September 23rd. That'd be on a Sunday. That's not right. I want to have a Rapture on a Monday, but well, let's see here. I don't know if I can change this. Let's see here. Yeah, September 23rd is on a Sunday because they usually have like a leap year and it jumps a day. Never mind all that. Okay, let's see if anybody's here to give us a message. Yeah, the MIB are here. They are monitoring the situation as usual. Yeah, I guess there are like raptor beings around. Kind of curious of our. There's a lot of species here. A lot. If you can visualize it, there's so many different aliens here. To connect with all of them is just. I mean, if you want to be that person that connects to everything, go for it. There's like over like 100,000 species here, I would think. No. Well, maybe they're here at once. I don't know. There's so many different types here. It's probably more than that, but that's kind of tight. This is one side it says 38. I think it's a lot more than that. There's like probably 100,000. They're all there. There's. I don't know the numbers. They're not going to tell me the numbers. It doesn't really matter. What matters is our soul healing, basically. Is like, can we have a world without human suffering? That's basic. I mean, some people channel the aliens like, yeah, alien has 3 fingers, has a beak, whatever, can fly in a spaceship, yada yada yada. That's great and everything, and that helps some people. But what helps us is just basically healing the soul. So can you be in a family and not go insane? Can you go to Christmas and not lose your mind? And it's little stuff. It's like, can you go to work and not go insane? It's like, can we like let's bring more positive energies around? Like, can Wall Street not be corrupt? Can it be more positive? It's little bits. It's we're in the muck, and to come out of the muck takes time. So it's a lot of muck. It's just, can we raise our vibrations? Basically, can can we not be corrupt on every? Can the government, the school systems, like at Harvard, there's a lot of big egos there. It's like, oh, I know everything. That is so reptilian. That is so reptilian. I know there's other species there are causing. That is so reptilian, though. It's just, we're better than everybody. Yada yada yada. We're going to open up a Brooks Brothers or whatever. Google. Google is ran by a lot of elite energies. I mean, I don't think Google is entirely bad, but it's it's good, and it's like muck. So it's like an NSA surveillance system, basically. I mean, even through emails, I mean, they can connect to you no matter what. And they don't need Google to connect with you. I mean, if they want to know about you, they'll find you no matter what. If you can be off the grid, they'll still find you. It doesn't really. Actually, off the grid probably makes it easier. Now when you have alien technologies, and they're connected to their intuitive abilities, we're not, so that gives them an advantage. See, like remote viewers and all this, like they are aware of their talents, and here we're saying none of it exists. They want that. They want us to be blind. So most humanity here is not ready for it. They're rather put on the blindfold and watch some sports, and watch whatever that the world is telling them. And so that's why it's going to be a generation after generation to let go of all of this. But then again, that doesn't mean we're going to make an impact here. It just takes time. The reason I bring up politics, because it is a major, it's because of politics here, it's, you replace it with the Galactic Federation of Light. That's where we're going. So, not to say I get into any details of it, because I don't really care either, like anybody else, but you remove a lot of the darkness, you will see the light. So basically just shining light on a very dark reality. And yeah, it's not, I mean, humans, we've been manipulated by reptilians and all kinds of stuff, insectoids, etc., etc., etc. And people are waiting for a ship to land, which is a gag for them, because they made Alien and other movies like, it's like if you see a ship land, they're just here to destroy you. They're not telling you that they're already here, and we're living in their program, the World Vibrational Program, just like the Truman Show. But there's nothing about that out there right now. There's not really. It's like we're already part of the system. It's funny. It's like we'll watch a movie about it and we'll laugh about it, not realizing you're in the system. It's too much for people. It's just too much. And for a lot of people, they're not ready for it. It's like, jeez. All right, well, more power to you. But yeah, the aliens are in a higher dimension, fourth, fifth dimension. The lower energy, like reptilians for the most part. Anunnaki is still a heavy presence here, but they're very quiet. The heaviest one is probably reptilian because they just love messing with us. Well, they see us as a weak race. You gotta wonder where they got that idea from. We watch football, but we're just a bunch of weaklings, basically, when it comes down to, because we're not facing the facts here. If more people would realize what's going on here, like even the ufologists don't really connect to, the ones that do all these conferences. Yeah, they talk about aliens, but do you ever really connect to the spiritual connection? Some do, most don't. And so it's just, the ego, the books, the money they make from all that stuff. And it's just, we're still new at all of this. But we're definitely going to a awakening period. It's just when a lot of people want it to happen right away by the end of this year, aliens arrive, everything will get better. It's unlikely not with this type of negativity here. Unless it somehow washes away, or I do think we'll have more of a heavier alien presence here in certain areas when we're ready, like Switzerland, areas in Switzerland, or for example. We already have that with the Zeta Ranch, but that's not very pleasant. There are vortexes, and of course Sedona also. So we already have it. But I believe it'll become more known. But we gotta clear out the negativity. We gotta just drop it all majorly. So it takes some time. So positive intentions. It's just humans have to make that decision to change, and just change your perspective. Now with the end of the world, the 23rd, all the fear, religion was built on fear, and it is showing its true colors. Definitely people believing. A lot of people believe on that on the 23rd. Of course, the thing I believe, I was like, whatever. It was funny though, I have to admit. But it is scary. People, they're going to fall for that. Religion is there has some good stuff. Everything has a positive. Scientology has a positive to it. But with unfortunately mainstream religion, like with the Vatican, there's a lot of darkness there. With the pedophilia, it's kind of gives an example. And definitely there are beings, there are lower energies of reptilian in the Vatican. They do show themselves, but of course, if you're a human walking down there, don't know anything about it, most likely either you feel like evil, probably, and you won't even go. I do feel it's underground. You won't go there. You just forget it. Because they know how to play on our emotions. So they say, hey, there's darkness down here. You sure want to come down here? So they know how to, they can control us easily. And we're just a bunch of weaklings compared to, it was a story of, I forgot his name. I mentioned it. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm not even caught up in my sleep for anything. I'm trying to. I forgot his name. But it doesn't matter. I can't remember his name. It's one of the old UFO guys, but very talks about the symbols. God, I cannot think of his name. Jordan Maxwell. Yeah, Jordan Maxwell is awesome. Of course, he doesn't have all the answers. Who does? But he did say a story that somebody called in his radio show. It was in Colorado. Somebody called in. Well, the people were in Colorado. He wasn't. People called in his radio show. They said, long story short, they went to Colorado. It was like a car salesman thing. Uh, they went to the forest. Nobody was out there. The mountains somewhere. Just mind your own business. Had a nice camping trip. They look down and they see some guys in a robes. And maybe this is. I don't think it is, because how can you make up something like this? Some guys in a robe. They're in a circle. And this being appears, and the being looks up at the people, and he points up at them, and they're like freaking out. It's like, oh, this is messed up. They're all wearing their robes, their cloaks, can't see who they are. And the being looks up, and then they turn around. The people that are looking down say, "This is messed up." They turn around. It's reptilian. Uses his mind, can freeze their minds, paralyze them basically. I forgot. I just said you did not see that, or he said something to them, and then he left. Freaked them out more than that is what I see. It's probably far worse what they can do. Obviously, they can kill you probably instantly if they want to. I believe that's breaking some rules, and they probably can do it though. So that gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. They're not going to show themselves. They will in certain areas. So, I mean, I've seen them at the corner of my eye. I've also seen things recently, like you think you saw something, most likely you have. If you're moving around and you're thinking, because there is a dimension here, it's not, they are here. They are here right now. You just can't see them because they'll freak people out. But we're just not ready for it. But they can let down our, I don't know, I can let down their dimension so you can see us more clearly. It's weird. So you think you're alone, think again. You think you're in a room and you're sleeping alone, think again. Mostly it'll probably be positive beings. Of course, thinking about somebody staying there while you sleep is a little bit weird. But chances are somebody is. Obviously, you have your guides. Of course, they're with you, protecting you. But also you have alien beings. Most of them are positive. Sometimes they're not. But yeah, it's the truth that's out there is going to find itself to us a lot. And it's like a slow growth. We got to get used to it. Got to get used to that type of thinking that they're here. It'll go into pop culture eventually, that they're here. And, people want to connect with them. And you can. Just got to take all your BS and just get rid of it. And there's people with ego, of course, in the spiritual communities are very difficult to deal with. It's like, oh, I connected this being and that being. I'm just so wonderful. It's like, dude, everybody can eventually, but everybody can in spirit. Everybody's equal. Everybody has their talents in different areas, but still, it's not fair with all that. So, yeah, we're going to go. I mean, I don't know about disclosure. Little bits here and there. I do see a future somewhere where the world's a little bit more peaceful. People are a little bit nicer to each other somehow. Maybe we become more known to those that are manipulating us. It has to go into our culture. Like David Icke is doing a good job of making us known about reptilians, but he's only going to the negative side of it. I mean, it's helping, but people aren't fully grasping, at least in the media. It's like, oh yeah, the queen's a reptilian, yada yada. Yeah, probably. She drinks blood, probably not. But they do shapeshift. I do feel that. Maybe not in they have the capability. Everybody has the capability to shapeshift, actually. But definitely the queen. There is some. That's not a group I want to be born into. Yuck. It just yeah. Controlled all the time. If you don't go by what you do, you don't go by you end up like Diana, basically. If you don't go by the norm. So basically the sons are pretty much sold out. They have no choice. Either do that or be kicked out of the family. And I don't think they really know the full truth of what's going on, the whole reptilian thing. If I heard of it, maybe they do. They probably kind of like laughed it off to a certain degree, but either way, it still does it. It's not going to go away. It still exists. It's such a controlled family. It's so gross. But I think we're controlled. I mean, we're pretty badly controlled, but so are they. So it's just as we go into our awakening, it just disclosure is little by little. So every day matters. Every video matters. No matter how many viewers you have, You have 2 viewers, doesn't really matter. As long as you're coming from the heart, you have a short message, doesn't really matter how many people see it. The people that see it need to see it. So just the reason why like my numbers aren't exactly the highest and other people's aren't, because people aren't ready for this stuff. They instantly shut it off. It's easier to shut it off. It's easier to go back into the matrix system, or they get their information somewhere else. That's fine. But it's easier just to shut it off and go back to Netflix or whatever that's being programmed to us. Yeah, this stuff's it's a little bit heavy. It's weird. It's good. Yeah, it's more exciting. I mean, it's more interesting in Third Dimension, that's for sure. It's like a science fiction movie, which we are. But for how to awaken us is day by day. It's all up to us. We look for the aliens, like, oh, they're gonna land their ships. Our actions brings us closer to disclosure. It's us that are doing it. I mean, they're helping. They just bring positive energies. Like talking, aliens talking about how many fingers they have and how green they are is great and everything, and that's good. But the idea is we gotta just clear out our junk, and connect to whoever you feel like connecting to. It's just people aren't ready to believe it. Yeah, believe in yourself. A lot of people aren't doing. They are, but it's mostly they put money there instead. So it's hard. But disclosure, we are building disclosure. I feel like I'm Joel Olstein. He's probably still here. Let me check. Still here. Trump's still there apparently. Let's see here. End of the world on the Daily Mail. Come on. Okay, world's still here. I'm looking at London because I'm not sure who this person is. Well, guess the rapture didn't happen after all. Check on Bill O'Reilly, see if anybody. Let's see if Bill O'Reilly's still here. Oh, there's nothing said that he's gone. Going back. Well, still here too. God help us all. 700 Cluther all. So I guess this is all just a big wash. Let's see if they do the September 23rd. Anything new on that? The Rapture. Anything new on our Rapture? Nope, nothing new on our Rapture. Just same old, same old. That sucks. God, man, give us a freaking break. It's funny though. I'll give it that. So I guess the Rapture did not happen. We'll try for later today. So yeah, basically, like with disclosure, it'll happen when we're ready for it. Basically, the mass disclosure. Obviously, the black projects, like North Korea is being heavily manipulated right now. Anything's possible with that place. I mean, it can be night and day. It can be like right to blow us up and then change overnight. Either way, it does seem like they're kind of worried about it. North Korea let's see. I mean, I believe it's pretty serious on its threats. But still, we're still handling it pretty calmly. I mean, this guy's done more than Iraq did, and what we invaded Iraq just doing nothing. And then this guy's just ready to bomb everybody around him. Does that make any sense to you? So they're not going into full details of what's. Let's see. Not worry about it. It is just a show. It is lower energies done by the reptilians. But the threats are real. But most of the galactic energies here have the areas protected. But it is a karmic joke on the Kim Jong-un. Basically, he's kind of building his own grave in front of everyone. He's also scarring himself through karma. Basically, his next life, most likely his next lifetimes are going to be very scarred because of this. course, what's happening to the people, but also doing these threats of other nations. That's a lot of lives he's threatening right now. Guam or anybody. Still, it still puts a karma. It's still causing a lot. Jeez, he's going to go through a lot of karma after this. Not now, because he's whatever agenda is not yet, not in this lifetime. Unlikely, because it looks like he's going to escape it in this lifetime, but he's not going to escape it in the next one. His agenda is basically just a spoiled brat. He's following what his father did. He wants to be great, and he realizes that he's not going to be any of those things. He's not going to be great. Let's put it that way. And they're going to make a eventually, like, make a what is it, an example out of him. They're building up towards it. It is CIA Iran, yes. The CIA isn't obviously involved with it. But it does seem like there's a rogue version of CIA that's causing a lot of this. So it is a CIA, but it seems like there's another version of it that's not exactly, which makes a lot of sense. They're not going to tell us that. There's CIA, there's the shadow government CIA, and then you have another version of it that's not good. At least to the not good other side. Either way, it's all bad, but there's a side of it that's kind of going rogue, as you can see. And that's where it's kind of shady. They are getting enforcements, they're getting money, they're getting all this stuff from... Jeez, it's like a James Bond movie. It could be. I mean, eventually it might become more known, but it feels like a rogue version of CIA is causing a lot of this. And they want power, they want money, they're doing threats, basically. It's quiet to get money, from what I'm seeing. But it's not going to be public. It's like, basically, give us this kind of money, he'll shut up. But that's not happening. So that's what I'm getting. It's like, North Korea, he'll quite... And I think some of them have worked, but not all of them. It does seem like there's been money exchange from what I'm seeing. Through threads of some kind. Something's there. So I get no, like, the outcome. I get nothing. I'm not necessarily supposed to, it's just where I'm supposed to go anyway. So I have no idea if it's going to blow anybody up or I don't think so, but you never know. I don't think so. It does seem like if he does anything, it'll be stopped. But then again, anything's possible. Anything's possible. And usually I would not say something like that, but anything's possible. But is he going to be removed? Not soon, but they're working on it. Probably be several months, but he already knows he's going to be ejected from there. He's already pissed off everybody. So even with China's tired of him. So China will sell him out. They don't care anymore. They're kind of sick of it now. He had friends in China, not anymore. Doesn't seem like it. China is selling him out for... Is China using North Korea to cause us issue? In some ways, yes. Some. Not all of China, but there are some individuals that are for this whole thing. But not all of China. Obviously. The government system, the shadow system. Yeah. It's like threats and, give us this, give us that. That's what I'm getting. But obviously I can put that in the news, but hostages, jeez. Just anyway. Okay. I'll leave you with that. It's okay. I've been on for an hour. We're still here. Awesomeness to everybody. Blessings. Hopefully, I don't have any energy to look at the chat, so hopefully the trolls are cleared out. If there's a troll in the chat, just email me and I'll look into it. So, yeah, if you give me a screenshot of what they're doing, that would be good. If somebody's in, I don't feel like looking. I'm tired. Sorry, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're still here, so that means we'll be here tomorrow too. All right, much love, everyone. Happy connections. Hopefully this is bringing some insight to what's going with my point of view of where we're heading. I'm not seeing power out. Of course, if you get a hurricane come through. But other than that, I think we'll survive. somehow. So, all right, blessings, everyone. Take care and have a great weekend. Much love.